want to talk about Jennie. I do. Hello. So yes, today I'm going to be talking about Starlight by Jennie, which isn't really a rap song. There's rapping bits in it. It's not always going to be rap, I guess. There's rap elements to it. I mean, Jennie is a good rapper. So yeah, we're going to talk about Starlight by Jennie, but really I'm talking about Ruby as a whole. Here's Ruby in multiple formats. That's the tape. I don't own a tape player, but that's the album there. Obviously, there's the other Blackpink solo albums. There's the Blackpink albums. Quite like Blackpink. Oh, these shelves. My mum helped me put them up over the weekend. They're new. This song is like the second to last track. And the whole thing with Ruby, is like conceptually, is that there are 7 ages as illustrated here. That's not one of them, that's the cover. It's like the 7 Ages of Man from As You Like It. 7 Ages of Man is a speech by a monologue. Soliloquy? He's talking to someone, so it's a monologue. Jayquees is the character in As You Like It, and he is like a morose dickhead. He's a fool, but he's not the fool in that play. A bit like Sir Toby in Twelfth Night or Dogberry. Sometimes a fool character is not always signposted in a fucking jester outfit, is my point. In As You Like It, Jayquees comes up with 7 Ages of Man, and he's being quite pessimistic and misanthropic. He's basically saying that everyone's putting on a performance and that no one is being authentic. And he comes up with 7 ages of man. The infant mewling and puking in the nurse's arms, whining schoolboy with a satchel, and shining blah, blah, blah. Then the lover sighing like a furnace, blah, blah, blah. You get it. We don't need the whole speech. Fuck it. Let's just rock through it. Infant, schoolboy, lover, soldier, justice, pantaloon. That's not a phrase that we hear anymore. It just like means an old man who's like frail. And then second childishness. Jennie's 7 ages are not those because she's done something different. This is the art book of, well, one of them. I don't have the black one yet. Right. Stage 1 is birth. Oh, she's like in a field of flowers. It's all innocent, pure, like a baby. She's pretty. Anyway, that's not what we're here for. Stage 2, Curiosity. Now, this is the album cover. So this is like the innocence. This still links with the schoolboy. Curiosity about the world. What's this one? Love. That's exactly the same. So this is all just hearts and red and shit. This is like love without any guards up. Like teenage love kind of thing where you'd suddenly be burnt. Oh, look at that. Twin Peaks imagery. Firewalk with me. Fuck yeah. Then Faith. So this is the soldier in Shakespeare, and look at the art. Armour. Walls up. Bad bitch energy. So this is like love's gone wrong, and now she's got her guards up, walls are up. I don't know why it's Faith, but you get it. And then as this section of the book goes on, the armour's starting to come away a bit, and there's like cracks showing underneath. Yeah, like there's just like a little bit of armour left, but there's like a softness underneath, which brings us to Zenith. Now, Zen on the album is kind of the turning point of the album, and it was also the turning point of this art book. And that is about finally, so all of this stuff before, this is just like autopilot. This is finally like looking inside, introspection. And this is how that looks. So you'll notice she's aligning her shadow self with her persona. Now, if this sounds too deep, fucking grow up, because so you don't invoke Zen Buddhism without like understanding something to do with shadow selves and personas and like approaching enlightenment. That's a real thing, by the way. Enlightenment, it may be associated with a religion, but it is also just like in psychology, people get a feeling of awakening once they like deal with their childhood trauma and align their shadow self and their persona. Look at that. Climbing the steps. This is enlightenment. She's getting to it. She's not there yet. That's the point. So this is about introspection and looking inside and dealing with your own emotions and whatnot. And then eventually, she's climbing those steps, but she's not there yet. This is getting there. What do we get next? Utopia. Now this is stage 6. In the Shakespeare one, Jayquees is going on about the pantaloon, a feeble old man who's like, we've moved on. This is nothing to do with Shakespeare. This is about, boom, Starlight, boom, look at that, look at the eyes, look at the realization in her mind. This is all about, this is enlightenment, this is awakening, this whole section. This is what Starlight's about. Look at that. Boom. Starlight breaks. Starlight breaks. So that's what that's about. Notice this isn't the end. This is stage 6. We get to stage 7. Legend. And she is a fucking legend, by the way. Don't fuck me about. Just want to briefly here. Jennie will come up on my TikTok feed or Instagram feed or whatever, and I'll read comments. And literally every time you read comments on a Jennie video, it's like, oh, she looks tired. Oh, don't know if she's putting in enough in. Just fucking haters. She addresses it all the time on the album, obviously. Everybody's cool, but when I do it, I'm the problem. Fucking, I feel that. Like, what the fuck? Like, vaping in a dressing room, not the worst fucking thing to ever happen in life, but apparently if Jennie does it, she's a villain and, oh God, vaped indoors. Like, it's not ideal. It's not the worst fucking thing. Anyway, Legend, that's about soul aligned. Soul, persona and shadow self aligned. That's what's happened. But it's not like with stage 6 and with Starlight, that was happening in the moment. This is like you've aligned and you've absorbed it, and now it's just like in you. It's part of you, but you're back to a normal human being. And bam! Look at that, just elegant. What's that say? Track list. We're getting to the track list, I guess. Where's Starlight? This is Starlight. Just flick straight to it. There it is. Right. I think that the first half of the album is the first half of what we were talking about, and really, like, the order isn't set. Like, if you look at this is the Jennie only version that came out before the tracklist was set. So if you look at the second half is basically the same, except Soul City was in the first half and Love Hangover was in the second half. So they've swapped over. The first half is in a completely different order. Like, Jennie was like, there, 5 tracks in, are you fucking kidding me? Anyway. But the second half is exactly the same, apart from Soul City, and fair play for moving that, because it is aligned with the second half. Love Hangover feels very much first half. So the second half is after Zen, is after stage 4, which was Zenith. Zen feels like, oh, I've got everything sorted, but it isn't actually. It is, how do I look at what I've achieved so far and improve myself? And the key line to Zen, for me, I love money does not bring no real friends or whatever, but the key line in Zen is bad bitch, okay, so how do I get better? And bad bitch, as we saw, was faith. That was part 4, and that's the soldier in Shakespeare's 7 Ages, and that's, a lot of people get stuck on bad bitch. What would be the masculine equivalent of that? Player, a tough guy? I don't give a shit. Whatever, you get it though. Like, within yourself, you put your guards up, you put your walls up because you've been hurt in love, and then you just stay there. Fuck everyone. But if you can move past that, there's a bunch more stages. And by the way, we were talking about Legend as like a stage of arrival, but it isn't. It's just a nice place to move through love, through a nice stage to move through the rest of life. Because if you'll notice, it's Act 1, Stage 7. It's not complete. In a Shakespeare play, there's 5 acts. And even then, the 5th act, everyone gets married. Or they all die in a tragedy. But with Act 1. So it's not saying, like, here's the place to arrive at. It's just saying, I've been through enlightenment. Achieved that. Tick. Now, obviously, this is all my interpretation of a piece of art. All that stuff I've just said about enlightenment and stuff, that hasn't been confirmed. But in my own journey, I've picked up philosophies from here and there, and one of them is from the computer game Persona 4 Golden, which I played on the PS Vita. And that's all talking about aligning your shadow self and your persona, and looking within and making sure that, like, your interior life doesn't clash with your exterior presentation, how you present yourself to the world. So that was incredible. Like, the framing of Jennie's album, that 7 Ages thing, that's fucking great. I think Lisa's album with the 5 alter egos kind of, it doesn't make for a great coherent project because they're quite disparate and there's nothing linking them together apart from, like, there's a bunch that I love on it. Most of the album I love. Rapunzel is incredible, don't get me wrong, but as an album concept, not as strong. The album concept for Rosie is very laser focused, let's put it that way. It's a laser focused breakup album, apart from Aperture and Dance All Night, which are breaks from the sadness. 3 a.m. is not that sad. But yeah, Dance All Night is like, oh, if only I'd been happier and like not wallowed in sadness so much. It lifts you up at the end of the album. It's great. And then a montage. It's a montage. That's a love montage. This is Jisoo's EP, mini album, whatever you want to call it. And that's like the first track is Earthquake, Falling in Love. The second track is Your Love. It's a love song. Third track is a breakup song. Can't remember what it's called. And the fourth track is like, fuck you, I'm moving on. I'm feeling great about my life. This, when I was in Seoul, they had chocolates from Godiva, and I kept the packaging. But the gist of it was like the chocolates represented each of the songs. Because the first one is like white chocolate, and that's the excitement. And then the last one was like fruity because she's moving on. And this one was bitter because it was a breakup. And this one is love. And that was caramel because I don't know. I've got the Viewmaster as well. Let's talk Starlight. Again, this is going to be my interpretation of this song. She has said that the title of it is, or not the title, but one line of it, which is the chorus, which is, I remember the night. She's talking about, she remembers the night that they had this realization. This is co-written by B.B. Borelli. So, you say you see the starlight in me, shining so bright and pristine. What about the moments in between? You said you see the starlight in me. What about the black mystery? What about the moments you don't see? So this is obviously talking about like, you don't know fucking shit about Jennie as a human being. You just know her in Blackpink, in the Blackpink videos. There isn't actually that much. There's like a couple of documentaries. There was Blackpink House early doors, but they don't really do that parasocial K-pop thing as much, especially these days. So we don't know a lot about Jennie's private life. What was that? Oh, just cars. She then says, I'm tired of that Novocaine. Put all that shit away. I want to feel everything. Now that bit very much suggests that this song is about drugs. And I fucking hate that interpretation. It's very boring. Now, did you know Perfect Day is about heroin? Did you know Golden Brown, Textures of Snow, that's about heroin? It's golden brown and it's got the texture of snow. If you ever have heroin, I've never had heroin. But so, okay, so she's invoking drugs there, though. But why? Because there's a chance that one of the most famous people in the world has tried drugs. And then in this next line, I was just a white lie. Doesn't that invoke white lines? Maybe I'm reading too much into it. But truth comes out in time, every time. I know where my soul has been. There's definitely like sobriety in the imagery. But I know where my soul has been. That's very much like well, let's get into the chorus and then we'll explain what I'm feeling. Now I remember the night, now I remember the night. Obviously it's a song and there's drums and stuff. Fucking reading it sounds stupid sometimes. But she remembers the night. If we take that at face value and what she said in the Zane Lowe interview, she's talking about, I remember the night that we came up with this idea about whatever. But if you're sober, you remember the night better. Because most of the time when you're taking drugs or even alcohol, that's at night. And you wake up and you don't remember what happened. Now I remember the night? Come on. If she didn't intend that to be a reading, it's accidental and it's there. Starlight bright, yeah. That whole bit. And we've talked about that in the art book, so I've covered it. That's alignment, that's enlightenment, awakening, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Right, so the next verse. So many after hours, I just want to make my mama prouder. Again, that she's invoked imagery that's about sobriety. After hours would be like, imagine after a performance, you're probably going to an after hours to drink afterwards. Then she says, I just want to make my mum prouder. Your mum would be more proud of you if you didn't drink. Not necessarily that this is to do with drink. It might just be like internal, like I want to, fix my internal workings so that I can make my mother prouder. That's a strange phrase. Anyway, when the stupid thoughts started getting louder, said bitch chill out and took a cold shower. Cold shower is, again, sobriety imagery. I'm not saying that Jennie was addicted to smack, but it's certainly in there. It's in the wording of everything. And now we're going to levitate to the 808. 808 is a drum machine. Nothing sounds quite like an 808 body moving. Sorry. I gravitate to the real, not fake, and this time it's on me. Because I remember the night, yeah. Starlight bright. Here's my Blackpink pencil case. Let's just blink on it. Because man's a blink in it. I feel like there's a depth to Jennie and this album, and this was my favourite album of last year. It's coming up on a year since it came out. But I feel like because Jennie is not the worst thing to look at, doesn't get the respect that other artists would in her position. This reminds me of Marilyn Monroe, who was a lot more intelligent than people gave her credit for. But, you know, because she looked like a cartoon character. Is that what I mean? You know what I mean. You've seen Marilyn Monroe. People didn't take her seriously, and so when she married Arthur Miller, didn't she? Like, people were like, "What the hell? She married a smart guy." She was a smart woman, and people didn't take her seriously. Dua Lipa the same with her book club and podcast and stuff. People don't take her seriously because she looks the way she does. One of the things with Blackpink is this like concern trolling over the fact that like they're not being managed well enough and they're not putting out enough songs. That's the fucking point of Blackpink. The scarcity of songs is the point. There's only been 2 albums and like 3 EPs. That's over like 10 years. There's been not fuck all, but like 30 songs maximum. But the scarcity's the point. Like, they're a luxury brand. That's the way I look at them. Like the clothing deals. So Celine, Dior, Yves Saint Laurent, and Coco Chanel. That's not an accident. That's like a luxury association with each member, and then all 4 together is Rodeo Drive, or where the luxury brands conglomerate, and you walk through and go, I can't afford any of this shit. But so what's the point of a luxury brand? Is it for billionaires to dress themselves in entirely? Partly. But for regular people, that's like a thing to aspire to, and once it like getting a Louis Vuitton handbag is like, oh my god, I finally get one. You got the bonus at work, you buy the luxury product. So I saw Blackpink at Wembley. I'm pointing at Wembley because I live near it. I can see it. Saw Blackpink at Wembley, and Rosé, who's the spokesperson for Blackpink when they perform live shows, said at one point, I hope you had a good time because you work hard and you do deserve it. And that really resonated with me as like, oh, that's the point of Blackpink. This isn't like going to see a hip-hop gig for 30 quid at the Jazz Cafe. Great as that is, this is something that you've worked hard for and like put the money in for, and like, you know, you build up to it, you dress up for a Blackpink concert. It is an expensive thing. And all of the multiple versions of all the albums, you don't have to buy them. Like, no one's forcing you to, but you do feel like, oh, I want to get all the photographs. Oh, speaking of, these are the reflections. Anyway, what have we learnt today? We've learnt Kev's obsessed with Jennie. We've learnt... hang on.
Hey Kevin, what's up? Come pull up in my spot.
Bit of fun. Bye-bye.